before we had imported it. This is actually third in time we imported the OVA. But the last time I started the Xcode project, didn't save it correctly, and it jammed up the machine so it wouldn't restart again. So I just deleted the appliance because I have the OVA and I just re-imported the OVA. And I have multiple versions of that same OVA saved at different dates. And some of them are slightly different, but basically they're essentially the same. Mac OS Mojave 10.14.3 with Xcode working. So now our hopes is that it's actually just going to open. And we're still backing up 326 gigs, only 10%. So we're just going to hope that it opens to a point where Xcode will open without crashing. And if it does open without crashing, what I'm going to do is export the OVA again, because I have maybe 3 or 4 different 10.14.3 OVAs that I say are the original, but because I didn't write them down, I just kept them on separate hard drives. I didn't date them, I just saved them, and I didn't have in order by date, which was not good. But and I made the mistake of resetting the machine, which you don't really reset an OVA because that changes everything basically, and I forgot about that. It'd be different if you just created a virtual machine and you were starting from scratch. You could reset it like maybe before you took a snapshot of it, or you had made some kind of save or write file on the actual disk that saved your progress. But right now, it's not doing a check fix disk. It's just booting like it's supposed to. Because technically, when you export an OVA, you're not supposed to have to do any programming, configuring of any settings of any kind. All you're supposed to do is import it as an OCL appliance or export it as an open virtualization appliance. And it's just supposed to work based on those two premises. By exporting it correctly and importing it correctly, you launch it, and it's basically a photographic copy of your entire virtual machine saved in its working and last working environment. And that's when you want to export your OVA, is when your virtual machine is fine tuned. And it was fine tuned for probably 3 months. This version was working perfectly. When I very first was trying to learn Xcode, I had it installed for a couple months and I only opened Xcode like twice because I was so intimidated and so inundated with Android Studio. So I didn't even bother. And now I'm like backtracking, trying to learn Xcode from like 3.2 on Snow Leopard, which is bullshit because I have it installed. But then I try, because I haven't opened that Mojave for a while. If you don't open your virtual machines on a regular basis and your computer does updates, sometimes things change. And sometimes your machines aren't going to work perfectly every time you open them. So it and that usually happens when you don't open them daily. So there came a point where I stopped opening them daily and I forgot exactly which machine, exactly what day and time, exactly was the last step. just have to have patience, and you can fine tune it, rebuild it, rework it, refine it, alter it. You know, you can archive it. Now this might be the OVA that doesn't work. No, it's moving. It's moving. It's just very slow. Usually the first boot is slow and it might boot twice. I just want it to boot correctly so I can export it again. Now I haven't tried this where you export an OVA and strip all the MAC addresses and all the NAT addresses. So you would want to strip all those addresses. Let's say if you're going to export it and use it on a different machine, or a different person is going to be using that OVA, because you don't want your MAC addresses and your network addresses attached to that OVA on their machine, because naturally their machine is going to re-implement the correct values according to their machine. I just drank a triple espresso and I'm so tired. I feel like I'm repeating last night. I only got like 3 hours of sleep and then I was at it again. Because I'm determined to get this Xcode working properly on a Mojave like I had it before. And I'm about to get my green screen and it's going to unlock. And depending on which version it is, I will find out which hard drive it is. Because on one of the Mojaves, the correct one, I actually have 2 hard drives. One of them including old Snow Leopard apps. It's opening. So right now we have 3 Mojave 10.14.3 builds, and I'll in this virtual machine manager, and they're slightly different. All builds, even though they're the same virtual machine, they're slightly different. So I don't even know if Xcode's installed on this. Oh god, this is not the one. This is not the right OVA. Darn it. Pretty sure it's not the right OVA, because I changed the name of the hard drive to Pineapple. I'll find out right now. If it's not at the bottom, then we're going to have to delete this OVA. I'll have to which one I used and use a different one. Start it all over again. Pretty sure this is not the right one. No, there it is. But I changed the hard drive, so I want to find where this is actually installed, because now what I need to do is configure it correctly. I want to see the file path. Get info. Where is this located? The Xcode contents are located. Yeah, this is the wrong Xcode. Where is this folder? I want to see. Contents. Okay, and then let's go back. Contents 1. See, it just shows the contents, but where it's installed. Get info. Contents is where? Where? TextViewer applications Xcode. This is not the OVA that I want. So I want to see applications. This is not server builder. Okay. And this is a no write disk. I'm looking for Pineapple. My Pineapple Xcode. No, I have no read and write access. First, I'm going to see if it even opens and what happens. I want to find my original OVA. So, if we go to library, go to developer. It's supposed to be in developer, but it's not installed there. Application support. It's gonna open though. It's just not the OVA that I want. But it is the OVA with the old instruments, meaning the old OS Leopard apps. Okay, there goes. Okay, so this is before I've made any project. So technically I could export this OVA. So what we want to do is quit out. I'm going to have to find the other OVA. So I'm just going to quit out, exit out, and then I'm going to export that OVA. And then I'm going to stop the stream until a few hours from now. I'll be back.